Hopefully this doesn't get me canceled, but this is going to be a very honest review of the new Easy Blur Huda Beauty foundation. Now I have the primer and the brush. This is my skin prepped with nothing on it, just my eyebrows are done. We're going to go in with the primer exactly as stated. Use as much as you need. So I push it into my pores and my fine lines as I typically do with blurring type primers, and I check in the 5X mirror. And I honestly don't think it made that big of a difference. It blurred a little bit, but I've seen better pore blurring primers, and this is just, again, my honest review. I'm not trying to upset anyone here. Now it says to shake the Easy Blur foundation very, very well before using, so I made sure to do that, read all the directions, so I was applying it correctly with the brush. And again, I know the shade match is a little bit too dark, okay? Please just ignore that. I didn't want to add anything to it to disrupt the makeup and composition of the formula. Again, this is a very, very honest review. I absolutely love Huda Beauty products. I rave about their lip liners. They're all my all-time favorite, honestly. I rave about their liquid blush filters. I love them, and I use their powder. If I'm not using a drugstore powder, every single time I'm using the Huda Beauty powder, and I really like her eyeliners too. It was just not as blurring as the marketing and advertising and sponsored posts are making it out to be. Now, I'm a professional makeup artist. I've been one for over 8 years now, so I'm used to applying makeup to lots of different skin types, tones, textures, and I literally apply it to my face for a living. I patted it out a little bit with my fingers because I just wasn't seeing the blurring that I was seeing on everyone else. I'm filming this, again, on my back camera, iPhone 15, with absolutely no filters. Decided to use it on the other side with absolutely no primer just to see how it looked, and honestly, I think I like it a little better. I think it just looks a little better. Now, it wore just fine. I wore it for about 4 or 5 hours. It is a soft matte long wearing foundation. The thing about this foundation, it's not bad. It is a good foundation. In no way, shape, or form is this foundation bad or does it perform poorly. It just doesn't perform the way that it's being marketed, which is kind of upsetting. Now, I also think that $36, the price point for like the packaging being plastic and all that, just isn't there. You know, maybe Huda Beauty had to make some changes with her new revamp and launch. I don't know. I also wanted to see how it performed with other products, so I put on my Lancome concealer and a little bit of the Huda Beauty liquid blush filters because, again, those are some of my favorites. I think they wear and look so beautiful on the skin. And I went ahead and set it with her cupcake powder because I also love her powder, and it says on the directions for extra blurring to use her powder. Now, her powder is very blurring. I love this powder, but I honestly don't think it did much for my skin or my foundation. If anything, I just wasn't a huge fan of the way my skin looked. It's not a bad foundation. I think that I'm going to give it another go. It wore really well for the time period that I wore it, which was about 5 hours, but I just don't think that it's as blurring as everyone is saying it is truly.